Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So last time we did a video, we covered primers for your face. So in this video, we are going to cover foundations. So we also talked in the last video how to determine what skin type you had, and basically that's going to also play into how to choose your foundation. So when you are choosing foundation, there's several factors that kind of play into it. Number one, your skin type plays into it. So like whether you have dry, combination, or oily skin. The coverage you're looking for plays into it. So like, do you like something that looks more natural? Do you like it to be a little bit more obvious that you wear makeup? Or do you like full face, like it's you go glam 24/7 like kind of makeup? What type of finish do you like? Because there's like several different types of finishes with foundations. You have like dewy finishes, which are going to give you more of like a glowy, not like moist, but like hydrated and young looking skin. Then you have your traditional satin finishes, which are basically going to be kind of like, they're not super dry, but they're not super glowy. They're kind of in the middle. Think of it kind of like a satin lipstick. So like you have your moisturizing lipsticks, and then you have your matte lipsticks, and then you have the satin lipsticks. So you have the dewy, you have the satin, and then you have matte. And then like there's other little ones that like break off of each one, like semi-matte and all this different type of stuff. So the finish that you want is going to play a big part in like what foundation you choose. So I have a few examples here of like different foundations that are really good for like each category. So like if you have dry skin and you want more of a satiny finish, or even maybe a little bit of like a moisturized finish, I would go with a hydrating foundation. This is an example of a hydrating foundation. This one is by Tarte. They're hypoallergenic. They're a little bit pricey, but their product lasts forever. I've had this tube of foundation, I know it sounds really bad, but it's probably been about 2 years that I've had this foundation. I don't use it all the time because I kind of like jump around from foundations, like unless I find one that I like absolutely love, and then I'll just stick with that one all the time. But this one was my holy grail for a long time, Now this leaves you with more of a dewy finish. So if you have dry skin, it's perfect because it hydrates as you wear it. And if you have combination skin, this could work well for you. You might just need to like powder down some areas better than others. But if you have oily skin, I would not recommend this at all. Just because of how hydrating it is. It stays pretty moist throughout the day. So if you have oily skin, it's not going to be a long wear for you. It's going to be maybe like a few hours that you're able to wear it, and then like it's gone, because it's just like running off your face with the oil that your face produces. So that is a good one for a hydrating foundation. Another one, let me see. Another one, so this is gonna fall more into like more of a satin finish, but this is kind of across the board. Pretty much anyone can use this. People with oily skin are just gonna have to powder it down a little bit more than people who have dry skin. But this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. They also make a BB cream, which is basically like a tinted moisturizer. And this is oil-free, and it is 12-hour wear. I personally can make it last longer than that. I have it on right now, and I've had it on since 6 o'clock this morning, and it is about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So I've had it on well over 12 hours, and it's still there. I've already worn this to Disney several different times and been at Disney all day long, and it does not budge. It is amazing. This is also like a really nice foundation. The Amazonian Clay like moisturizes your skin as you wear it. So if you have dry skin, this is a great option for you. If you have combination skin, this is a great option for you. If you have oily skin, it's not a bad option, but it's just not the best. Just my personal opinion. If you have, I would recommend this one for combination skin. It's the Benefit Hello Happy Flawless Foundation. So basically, it's the Flawless and Brightening Foundation. I'm sorry. Flawless and Brightness. So, this one is actually very impressive. For this big bottle, I believe it only costs, might be $29. And I'm comparing those prices to Ulta. Ulta, I believe it's $29 for the full bottle. And basically, this has like a brightening and blurring effect in it. So it started out with like a smaller bottle that was like really liquidy that you would shake up and like use a few drops. And it was completely customizable. You could use a few drops for like really light coverage, and you could keep building the coverage up. You could put more layers on to give you more coverage. And it had a blurring effect in it, which was beyond cool. Like, I would recommend that for like any moms that have maybe 5 minutes to do their makeup in the morning, if they even get a chance to put on makeup, or nurses, or you know, people who are like on the go and don't have very long to dedicate to their makeup, but they want to look fresh faced. Because that particular one, the more liquidy one, it comes in like a little square bottle, and if I can insert a picture somewhere, I will, or I'll leave a link in the in the description box below. I was working for Ulta when they came out with it and they released it, and I was given the opportunity to go to a training for it, because at the time I worked more with like what they consider prestige makeup, so like the higher end makeups, MAC, Tarte, Urban Decay, Stila, Smashbox, all that. So I got to go to a training for it because it's by Benefit, and that's considered a prestige brand. And in the training for it, they were telling us all the different things that it does. It is amazing. So basically, this particular foundation is a branch off of that other one, of the really liquidy one. This one has a little bit more of a creaminess to it. It's not super liquidy, but it gives really good coverage. And it has a blurring effect built into it, and it also has a brightening effect built into it. So if you have really texturized skin, or dry skin, I would recommend this one. It's good, especially if you want something that gives you a little bit of coverage, but it's not overboard, but you also want something that you can build up if you have a special occasion, and you can put a little bit more on and it'll give you more coverage. This one's really good, and it's called Hello Happy, and I'll go ahead and leave the like information about them in the description box below. That way if you guys want to try to look for them, you can. So we're kind of like slowly building up coverage. I'm just kind of like going down the line of like the different kinds that I have sitting here in front of me, like from my personal collection. We're gonna move more into combination skin. So those were more so for dry skin. Most of them, like the Amazonian clay, you can use on dry and combination, and you can use it on oily skin, but it's best on dry and combination. Same with the Shape Tape, which they no longer make this. It's now Face Tape, and the formula is a little bit different, but it's still a really good product. Now we're gonna move more into like combination skin. So it's basically like you have some dry spots, but you have some oily spots too. So personally, I kind of vary with what coverage I like. So on days that I'm gonna be working or going to school, I want full glam. I want full coverage. I do not want to see a single flaw on my face. I want to look completely snatched, good to go. But on days that I'm not at work, days that, you know, maybe I'm just hanging out with my hubby and we're going somewhere, maybe we're just running some errands, or you know, meeting up with family to go to dinner or something, I like to go for a little bit lighter of a coverage so that it's not so much on my skin. And personally right now, my favorite is the L'Oreal True Match. And they have it, the cool thing about this is they have it for dry skin and they have it for oily skin. So that's like really nice. Like they kind of break it up into those two different like types, and then they also break it up into tones. So this one's C2.5, which means C stands for cool, so I have a cooler skin tone, and then 2.5 is like the level of darkness that it is. So in another video that I'm gonna do, because I'm filming a whole bunch of videos tonight of like little things that like will help you get on your way to makeup so that you will understand what you're purchasing before I go showing you how to do it. In the next video, I'm going to go over like how to pick out your foundation shade, how to go through and figure out what tones you have and all that jazz. But if you're looking for a nice foundation that has a more natural finish, it's not dewy, but it's not matte, it's somewhere in the middle, and it wears really well throughout the day, and it's not like full glam, like strong enough to cover a tattoo, this is a really, really good one. And you can get this one Walmart, Target, Walgreens. I've seen them at Winn-Dixie before. Like you can get this pretty much anywhere. I think it typically costs me around $11 for this bottle, but it's like super liquidy, so it lasts a while, and a little bit goes a long way. And for another, now this one is my personal favorite. I use this foundation all the time. Unfortunately, I don't have it in the color that I need right now. I only have it in my normal color. I've been out in the sun and like fishing and stuff because it's summertime. Gotta get out and get some sun. So it is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. Now, this foundation is basically a knockoff of this one. It's like a knockoff of this one. I actually like this one more than this one. Just a personal preference. But with this foundation, they make it for dry skin and they make it for oily skin. So like this particular one is a matte finish, which means it's going to be better for people who have oily skin. They also make a hydrating one. It's called the Hydrate and Define, I believe. And that's for people who have drier skin. Now I have personally tried that one and I wasn't a huge fan, but I don't have really dry skin. I lean more towards like the oily side. So this is a really, really good one. It costs, I typically, pardon me, I typically get it at Ulta, and it costs, I think for this full bottle, it costs $12. And it lasts forever. I actually have 2 bottles right now because I love it so much. Like I like to keep it in stock, but I'm like in between shades right now. So I kind of like mix a few foundations together to get the right shade if I'm not going to use this one. But this one is really, really good. It's affordable. It lasts a really long time. I would recommend it for combination skin or for oily skin. If you have oily skin, you might just need to powder it down a little bit more than combination skin would need to. But it's a really, really good one. Another really good one, of course we're going back to Tarte because I love Tarte. This one was released for a short time. It's the Found Sealer. I don't know if they still make it. I don't believe that they do. But it is foundation and concealer in one. The cat just came under my door and it freaked me out. But it's a foundation and a concealer all in one, so it's basically going to give you more coverage. Now with this one in particular, it's a little bit more dewy, so if you have oily skin, I would not recommend it because it does stay a little bit more moist. I would definitely recommend it if you have dry skin. And of course, this is like my winter color. So as I'm rubbing it on my skin to get a feel for it, 'cause it's been a long time since I've used it, it's definitely more of a hydrating color or a hydrating formula. So I would not recommend it for someone who has oily skin. But it is another really good option. Again, it's hypoallergenic. So if you have a sensitivity to certain makeups, give Tarte a try. You might like them. They might work well for you. We're gonna move on to oily skin now, because that's one that can be a little bit more difficult, because with oily skin, it basically breaks down your makeup faster because the oils on your face are like eating away at the foundation that you've put on. Peep, my cat in the background. That's Appa. He's my little baby. He's like 6 weeks old. So he's in his adventure phase where he just wants to get into everything. I like to crochet and none of my yarn has been safe. None of it. For oily skin, there's one particular company. I was going through like a hormone thing like as a teenager where like my hormones were just all over the place, so my skin was all over the place. And there was a point in time where my skin was like really oily. And someone, my college roommate actually recommended this to me. She liked to use it because she had oilier skin, and it would last like forever on her, and it was amazing. So I got some and I tried it, and it is from Rimmel London, which is a company from the UK. You can find it, I believe they have it at CVS. They do have some of it at Walmart, but not like the full collection. But like CVS and Walgreens, and I think Target has some. This is the Stay Matte foundation. When it says matte, it means matte. It will stay matte all day long. It is a very full coverage foundation, and it even says on there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says full coverage mattifying foundation. Focus on it. Focus. Come on. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll put the web link down below. That way you can see the web link and read through the comments and see if there's anything that you like about it. This whole tube, I think, only costs $5. Now, the shades are a little bit weird with it because for some reason they show up paler than they are. So this one is number 1, Fair Porcelain, and it's pretty fair. But let's see how well it covers my tattoos, because I haven't tested it out on that yet. And I'm just using my finger to apply it and just kind of patting it in. I mean, it covers them kind of. It's more of like a shadow now compared to how bright it was earlier. But I'm literally just patting it into my skin. And that's what my tattoos look like now. So it's not like completely see-through. It has some oomph to it. I know like it worked really well for me when I had super oily skin. It would stay really well throughout the day, like wouldn't go anywhere, and it was affordable because, you know, as a teenager you don't have a lot of money. As an adult you don't have a lot of money, so this might be a really good option for someone who has very oily skin and needs something to kind of soak up that oil throughout the day, and like someone who doesn't want to keep reapplying powder throughout the day. This is a really good affordable option. Another one which I don't have here like in my arsenal is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So they make that one in a dewy and a matte, and if you have really oily skin, the matte is amazing. The dewy, I've noticed, kind of comes off throughout the day, even on combination skin. I don't know about on dry skin how it wears, but when they say matte, they mean matte. It's a really good option. It's still very affordable. I think it's like $8 depending on where you go. Like I think at Target it's like $7 or $8 for the tube of it. At Walmart I want to say it's $5 or $6 for the tube. And it lasts a pretty long time. I haven't used it in a long time because I don't have really oily skin, so I don't really need the mattifying power that has to offer. But those are just a few options when it comes to foundations. I mean, obviously you have your brands, you know, besides the drugstore brands like, you know, Urban Decay and Stila, Cover FX, Smashbox. I can see the other one, but I can't think of the name of it. It Cosmetics, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Too Faced. I mean, you have all these different companies and each one of them makes really good foundations. It's just a matter of kind of experimenting, finding ones that you like. And honestly, in the beginning, if you're like just kind of getting into makeup, I honestly would recommend like getting more affordable ones to kind of test out and see what kind of finish you like. And then once you figure out what kind of finish you like for your face, then journey into the higher price tagged ones. If you're looking for like a middle of the road product, Morphe makes a foundation that's supposed to be really good. I haven't personally experimented with it because it's supposed to be like really matte and I don't really like to look super matte. I like more of a satin finish, but that's just me. If you're also looking for another affordable option, Wet n Wild makes one. I think you can get it for like $3 or $4 a thing of foundation, and it has really good reviews online. When I worked at Ulta, I saw a lot of people buying it. I have not personally used it. Another option is like NYX. If you're looking, for all you oily skin people, if you're looking for a really good mattifying foundation, they have a Total Control. It's like a liquid with like a dropper. It almost looks like a medicine bottle. It's like a little glass bottle and it has a like thing that you like squeeze it and it like sucks the foundation up into it and then you squeeze it out and it drops it. It has pretty good coverage. It's nice and matte, but it's not so matte that it peels off your face throughout the day. I like to wear that one more so during the summer because like it's hot and I sweat more during the summer. Girls sweat too. But yeah, if you need like recommendations for foundations, just let me know. If you have any more questions about like skin types and like what each of them mean, please feel free to comment, reach out to me on my Facebook, on my Instagram. Here in the comment section, I'm gonna link all of my information for my social medias down below. That way you guys can kind of click around and get into contact however you want, however it makes you most comfortable. Or if you know me personally, just text me. But that is all I have for you today. Now in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and go through concealers. And that's going to be pretty simple because concealer is concealer. There are a few different types of concealers that you can go into, but we'll get there. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. And like I said, comment down below and let me know if there's any questions that you have. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That way you can see my videos in your newsfeed for YouTube, and turn on the little alarm bell so that you can see when I post. And until next time, that's what I got for you.